Hi there, I'm Suran from English Pen. It's just disturbing here today because from one side is traffic and the other side the sea. That sea is really, really beautiful. That is why I'm facing this direction. You can see the sea, you can see the waves perfectly, and you can see the Gold Fort there. Well, when it comes to spoken English, basically, spoken English is the spoken part, production of sound, basically. People think that it is really, really difficult. When it comes to the written part of it, writing English, it is really, really difficult. Spoken part is the easiest part of the language because small kids pick up first spoken part. So we don't understand that. We are following grammar. We are going and we are trying to learn grammar a lot. Every day we learn grammar. When we go to school in grade 6, we learn grammar. And 12, 13, we learn grammar. And then in universities, we learn grammar. We do diploma courses and doing grammar and grammar and grammar and grammar. And we do all these things with thinking about the grammar will do everything. No, it would not do. Because little amount of grammar is quite sufficient for you to speak the English language. Spoken language is, using English language for the spoken part and again going to the singular and going to English and singular, going between singular and English. That is not spoken English. Spoken English should be something complete, totally. That should be the English language. When we speak singular, we are not going to talk about, we are not using Urdu, we are not using Tamil, we speak singular. So, similar manner, when you speak English, it should be completely English. That is it. Otherwise, it's useless in a way as a learner. So, at times, what we can, then this is the fact generally. So, if we have done grade 10 English, that is textbooks and everything, we can write essays. You know that we can write essays. When we write essays, we write something and we think about the next sentence or next thing that we have to write, and then we write and we have to think about that. But in the spoken language, even people do that. If we are not quite familiar with the language, conversant, and then what we can do is we can talk about things in English for 1 minute, and then we coming back to singular, and then there is ample time for us to think about the next sentence or what we are going to talk about, because singular is quite comfortable. We can think about anything when conversing in singular because it is quite familiar. It is natural. It is really reflex. So when you see that people using English and then singular and English and singular and English and singular, that is not spoken English. Spoken English should be completely English. Then we should not have time to think about singular or patterns or the content that we are going to talk about. So therefore, when you are listening to singular, when learning English, when doing listening, it is disturbing. You are doing what is quite comfortable. You are quite comfortable with singular language, so therefore you try to think in singular. So if you want to develop the skill of thinking in English, you have to completely listen to things in English. So therefore, maybe very simple things, just like kids content and things like that, then do that. And there are bloggers, that bloggers are people who do a lot of things in English language or whatever the language is. And then you just listen to them. So therefore, English is really simple. Spoken language is really simple. Just as we use singular, you should be able to speak English if you are learning spoken English. So therefore, always try to go to content, maybe really simple content of people doing completely in English. That is, you should be totally immersed in English to learn English, spoken language. Otherwise, you will have to learn forever. And you have to say, I learn English. If you say, I learn English, that is habitual. That is actually permanent. We use simple present tense for permanent things. Therefore, if you say, I learn English, that is permanent. Maybe when you are 70, when you are 80, you will be learning English language, spoken language. So if you say, I learn English, so you just say, I'm learning English, that is temporary. We are using present continuous tense for temporary things. If you say that I'm living with my parents, that is temporary. That is, I'm not living with my parents for the whole life. That is it. So if I say I live with my parents, that is, you are going to live with your parents permanently. That is it. That is what I want to say. For example, if I cannot speak English, but yet I can do a lesson. I speak English a bit and then I go back to Sinhala. And then I come to English and go back to Sinhala. Singular English, I can speak English. If you can write an essay in grade 10 or grade 9, you can do that. You can, if you have good grammar, foundation, and then you can, say one or two sentences. And then you can say the same thing in Sinhala. That is not spoken English. So therefore, if you are exposed to basically the Sinhala, you won't be able to pick up the spoken language, spoken English. So therefore, make it a point to listen to things completely in English if you want to improve your spoken language. You have to speak to pick up the spoken language. But very first thing is that to speak the sound should go into your through your ears, to your brain, and then the sounds are registered, then you will be able to speak English language. So therefore, make it a point today to listen to things in English so that you will be able to speak the English language someday, in the near future. Yeah, okay, bye.